Hello, so today's video will be how can you transform a non-locking knife, more exactly a friction folder like that, into a locking knife and with fixed blade ability. So for that all you need is to create a composite material sleeve for it. So this, when it's done, will be hard. You can see with two hands I'm barely able to squish it. It's hard and elastic. It will be grippy, and the advantage will be that of course you can use it as a better handle for your knife. Yeah, now I recommend to make it with a lanyard, and when you use it you can also put your hand through the lanyard, so there is no way your hand can slip while you use it on the sharp blade. This is just an extra safety you can have, and also this will be its storage sleeve while you are not using the knife and when you transport it, so that it will not be able to open in your pocket. This is something you definitely do not want. So put it back in there, and to make sure it will never get out of there, you will also have the lanyard as a locking mechanism for it. And now it's safe to transport. You can attach it to your belt or whatever, backpack, or however you want to use it, however you want to transport it. Now the idea, so why do you want to do that? Normally a friction folder, it will be kept open by your pressure with your thumb on the back of this blade there, like this appendix of the blade. You'll have to keep pressure on it to prevent it from closing. Now, as you can see, in some situation you may not be able to do that, and especially if it's cold outside, you don't have full dexterity, or this blade is gripped very well by a piece of wood and stuff like that. So why you don't want to use non-locking knife in woodworking is because the wood can actually clamp on the blade, and when you try to extract the knife out, it will fold on your hand. So that's something you definitely do not want. This is why something like this will be very handy to have, and it will be, so now it's not it will not lock in any way or fold on your hands, and you'll also have better grip there and a bit more safety, yeah, with the lanyard. So now you can work with wood all day long. It's comfortable in the hand. It's you'll not feel cold metal when it's cold outside, so during winter and cold season, late fall, early spring and stuff like that. So this will give you some advantages. It will be better adhering to your skin if it's wet or oily, or I don't know, bloody, if you want to use it for food prepping and dressing a game and stuff like that. So yeah, it will be it will provide lots of advantages. Yeah, so how to make this is kind of is not very complicated, but there are some steps involved. So first of all, you will have to protect your blade. I'm not able to show you the entire process. I will try to speak quickly. So what you want is to create kind of a ridge like this, and I will show you with a fresh piece of tape. So you need some paint tape. Put your blade like that, and leave just a bit extra where you are folding it, yeah, to create a ridge like that. That will be like a cushioning, so it will prevent you from cutting yourself. I suggest put 2 or 3 tapes over each other so that it will be a bit more safe for you to handle. Then what you want is a piece of shrink tube that it is the one with like a gel-like substance inside for electricity use, and you want to cut it just a bit longer than you need, so add just a half an inch there if you use imperial system, or a centimeter if you use European system. So because it's shrink tube, so it will shrink in both direction, horizontally and vertically. So you want to have enough material at the end. You will trim the excess when everything is said and done. So that will be what you need. You also need something like this. This is a sleeve. Usually you'll find it on rope, thick rope like climbing rope, or sometimes you find it on garments like a belt style. This was actually this piece was initially, and this is how this looks at the end. You can also use some blue jeans or linen and to wrap, but I prefer this one because when you insert something inside and then after when you stretch it, it will take the exact shape of the object, so I don't have to worry about air pockets and stuff like that. Yeah, so I'll have good penetration and good spread of resin all over, so that I'm sure that I will not have weak spots. Yeah, you can also use carbon fiber like this, but it will be a bit more expensive, and it can be a bit more slippery. So for this particular application, I prefer any type of textile material. And then you will need some resin. Now with resins you have options. So one of them will be something like this. You have 5-minute epoxy. You need to make sure that the resin you choose is hard when it's set, and also waterproof. It's better. So you have this. This is more like for people who know how to use to work with epoxy and can move fast. If you are not one of those guys, choose the half an hour type epoxy. That will give you some more room to play with it and make sure everything is nice and done. And another option would be something like this if you want to work fast as well and create a thinner layer. This is U40 Permagloss, so it's a urethane base fishing rod finish that is also hard when it's dry, so it will give you the same result. You just need to apply it in 2 or 3 layers. It cures roughly in half an hour. So that's another option. You can also use something like this. This is a resin designed for wood coatings for outdoor applications. So again, this works very well. Actually, this particular sleeve was done with this type of resin here. You can also use something like this. You'll get the same result. So you have options there, yeah? So take whatever resin you have available, wrap this handle with tape as well before you start. What you want to achieve is something like this. So you want to get a flat surface there. Make sure it doesn't go in there. That will allow you actually the ability to extract it and put it back easily. Do 2 coatings of it, something like this, twice over the handle. After that, you will be putting some oil on it, grease, Vaseline, lard, whatever you have, tallow, something that is greasy and that will prevent resin from bonding with the handle of the knife. Then put the shrink tube over it, heat it, create the shape of it, extract it, cool it down, and trim it to make sure you have the exact shape you want. Over that, so the result you will be introducing in this type of sleeve. Make sure you wash it a bit with either some spirits like medicinal spirit or acetone to remove all the grease that might be on it. Yeah, that's to allow actually resin to penetrate well and to bond with the material, to soak it properly. After that, apply your resin and tuck the ends in. So what you want to have is your sleeve will be a bit longer, so that you will be able to put the edges inside out like this at the end to give it a sleek surface and nice finish at the ends, and let it cure. When everything is done, you'll have your sleeve. You can drill a hole into it, add the lanyard, and you have the product already done. So this is kind of quickly what you need to do. I hope this helps. I want to mention that this works very well with precisely this type of knife. This is the Nagao Higonokami. It's a Japanese carpenter's knife, or also the students use them at school to sharpen their pencils with and other stuff. So it's a very simple knife. It's very reliable. So it's pretty much just a piece of metal wrapped in two, and you have a steel rivet there. So this is what I like about it, because it's kind of very simple, not much that can go wrong and fail on you here. And if you add this guy as well, you will have like pretty much a fixed blade in a very lightweight format, very resistant, and very compact. So the only thing you want to make sure is when you deal with composite materials is make sure they stay away from fire. Yeah, so if you drop it in fire, I'm sorry, but you lose it. But that's valid with anything wood-based or composite-based materials. So that's how it works. At the end, I suggest use some oil every now and then. So mineral oil you use to coat both the blades and the handle to make it slide easily inside like that, and you should not have a problem. This is actually my backup knife for camping and hiking, and I prefer this knife to do some woodwork because of the Scandi grind. If you are not familiar with what Scandi grind is, I suggest do some research. The main idea is the grind goes precisely all the way down to a 0 point, so you don't have a double grind there. The double tapering area is just from one piece, and that will be very easy to use when you have to create feather sticks, because it will rest against the piece of wood you want to work on, and it will dig in it just enough to create the feathers. Yeah, it's easy to use for carving. So either something like this or something like this will do the same thing. This is another piece of this is another knife with Scandi grind, again for camping. This has a backlock. Yeah. What you will not be able to use it for is something like this, just because the tapered handle will prevent you to do a proper sleeve for it that will allow you to extract it and put it back easily. You have protuberances out there that will prevent you from doing that. So I strongly suggest don't take something like this in the woods with you. It's a potential hazard, so you may injure yourself with an unlocking blade, especially with a slip joint. If you want to take an unlocking blade, or you live in an area where anything else is not permitted, I strongly suggest one of these with a sleeve like that, and you will be safe and good to go. So I hope you enjoy this. I don't want to take much more of your time, and hopefully you'll be able to do your own sleeve for your own knife. Other than that, I wish you guys all the best and have fun outdoors.